Wow, look at all the thumbs down on this video. 24 thumbs down, not even a single thumbs up. And this is a video on the fighthype.com YouTube channel where WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman is talking about a new weight division the WBC have created, and it will be between 200 pounds and 224 pounds. So this is addressing the issue of small heavyweights giving away enormous amounts of weight to the bigger men in the division. This has been attempted before several times. Several of the sanctioning bodies have had what they call a super cruiserweight division before, but it never really caught on, and it kind of just fizzled away into obscurity, and the sanctioning bodies seem to completely forget about it. It's never taken off. There seems to be tremendous resistance in the boxing fraternity to introducing a new weight class between cruiser and heavy. Now, when the cruiserweight division first came about, there was a lot of resistance to it. But eventually that did stick, although the cruiserweight division has still suffered this stigma, given the fact it wasn't one of the original divisions. It's never been a glamour division. And therefore, fighters tend to see it as a stopgap rather than a weight class where they're going to spend their whole careers and try and carve out a legacy for themselves. It's seen as a stopgap for fighters moving up to heavyweight. Now, this new venture by the WBC, this new weight class, they haven't revealed what the name of it is going to be. Mauricio Sulaiman says it's not going to be super cruiserweight because that name is clearly jinxed, I guess, in his mind. So he wants to call it something else. What could you call it? Junior heavyweight? I mean, the more divisions you add between light heavyweight and heavyweight, the more strange it seems to be calling 175 pounds light heavyweight. Because, of course, before the cruiserweight division, it was light heavyweight, then heavyweight. So what are you going to call the new division? Is it, if it's not super cruiser, it's junior heavy, but that's the same as light heavy. And most of the sanctioning bodies have adopted junior, they've adopted super instead of junior. So they've got rid of the junior. So what would you call it? Junior heavyweight? Would you rename light heavyweight something else? Junior cruiserweight? How are they going to do it? Again, the light heavyweight division is one of the oldest divisions in boxing. There's so much history in that division. There's so much tradition. I think particularly with the older people in the boxing fraternity, they would not accept it at all if the WBC tried to rename the light heavyweight division at this point. They wouldn't accept it. Some of the other divisions, as I mentioned a few moments ago, for example, light middleweight, that is not one of the oldest divisions in boxing. So when they renamed it super welterweight, nobody really cared that much. Same goes for light welterweight. They renamed it super lightweight. Nobody really cared. But with the traditional divisions like lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight, the boxing fraternity is generally quite protective, and they say, hands off, you're not going to rename them. You're not going to, mess around with them and change the weight limits and all that kind of stuff, although I believe that has happened. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Will this work? Will the other sanction? I guess it all depends on, whether the other sanctioning bodies decide to follow suit. If they do, then I guess it will stick. But if they don't, then it's going to be the WBC doing it by themselves. And that is likely to fizzle out at some stage. Now, Mauricio Sulaiman says that once they launch this new division, all of the heavyweights who weigh 224 pounds or less will have the opportunity to declare which division they want to fight in. So even fighters who weigh less than 224 pounds, they will be able to participate in heavyweight fights above 224 pounds, even if they weigh less than that. That's what he said in this interview anyway, because the interviewer brought up to him the fact that their heavyweight champion, Deontay Wilder, who was, their champion for many years up until earlier on this year, he weighed, 212, 215 pounds for some of his fights. And so it seems like a strange move for them to declare that he's no longer actually a heavyweight, even when he held their heavyweight title very recently, which is a good point made by the interviewer. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments below. Do you like this? Do you not like this? Do you think it's going to catch on, or will it just fade away like other attempts to introduce a new weight class between cruiser and heavy? Let me know.